Welcome everyone. I was just the comments I've been reading and looking at through videos and stuff. This is kind of my new reaction type thing. I'm more of a gamer, gaming stream. But there's stuff like what was it? Like the death of gaming. I've been watching every so often. And I don't know like if it's true or not. Like I think there's like a lot of game. This is not going to be a long video, not really a reaction video. I don't think, but it's just more of a video, to say that maybe gaming isn't dying. Like I think just certain types of games are dying. I think because the 2D platformers have been doing pretty darn good. There's Hollow Knight. There's a bunch of different 2D platform. Everybody's like the indie game genre is moving towards the 2D platforming direction. And there's and Tunic, and there's been a bunch of different ones that have been good, like very inspirational games. There's also been Elden Ring, which I don't know if that would can be considered. I think that's a AAA title, but more the AAA title range, like Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty, and all those have been, I guess, a downfall. People don't like it as much, but I still think that they're doing okay. It's just people that don't like those kind of games. I understand where you're coming from on like Call of Duty and everything, really, but it's just like it is what it is. Like it's just the type of gaming you like the big, massive multiplayer games offer more competitive gameplay for Twitch streamers and YouTubers. And it offers more adrenaline rushes, and people who don't really want story driven games tend to go more to Call of Duty and stuff like that. I mean, there's not too many. I mean, Halo. I mean, there's not too many competitors out there right now for Call of Duty. That's the problem. The competitive line of things that should there should be more competitors in the Call of Duty field. Maybe making different types of games. There was like Titanfall at one point, but that kind of like all fell off. I mean, there's been stuff like PUBG is okay. Fortnite, that's more battlegrounds related. I mean, that's a whole nother genre. I mean, Call of Duty, the first person shooter line, like multiplayer, has just been mostly Call of Duty lately. I mean, Halo Infinity has some pretty good gameplay. I mean, it just it's just going back to the days you played. We had a very niche, like amazing set of stuff like Halo 2, Halo 1 campaigns, and all that. We had the cream of the crop of multiplayer games, and Modern Warfare 2. It's just reliving the past is probably not gonna happen. Like our expectations might be a little bit too high. But then again, it's not. Like a lot of people make good points about how things are just going generic and going through, loot boxes and all that crap. It's just companies getting a little bit too hungry for loot box purposes. That was like the worst thing. That's loot boxes probably. I mean, it just depends on. Some people like loot boxes. Like it's just I. It's just more of the preference that I tend to take. Extended. Gosh, now I'm stuttering. I stick with like what I like. I like all the games. I played Call of Duty. I'm a rare person of I actually enjoy the stories of Call of Duty. Like the campaigns are pretty good, like with Soap and Roach in them. I actually enjoy some of the stories, and the Kevin Spacey campaign of Call of Duty was pretty good. You got to fight Kevin Spacey, which was definitely, I enjoyed it. I mean, not many people do. I mean, I think people overlook the campaign because they're just so focused on the multiplayer, but then they miss out on something that is actually pretty good. I mean, the campaign. I mean, people might say no to it because like you Call of Duty lover, and I'll just be like, I mean, it is what it is, man. It's a game. It's been out for a while. They keep remaking it. Maybe making new iterations of it, calling it something different. I don't know, but I don't think they'll ever do that. It's just maybe even making like different branches of Call of Duty, like kind of like what Dark Souls did with Elden Ring. They moved into a completely different area. It's pretty much a similar game, but it's a different game entirely. Like maybe they can do that with Call of Duty, making different types of games. I mean the whole battlegrounds like thing too. It's just it all happened with PUBG. Like PUBG wouldn't start at like the battlegrounds. I'm not a huge. I mean, I did like Warzone. Warzone was pretty cool, but people are mad about the battlegrounds. But once again, that's kind of fading out too. I mean, there's not as many battlegrounds players as there used to be. I mean, there's still quite a few people who like battlegrounds and play, but I don't even know what the direction of video games are. People are moving toward like Twitch streamers are kind of moving away from video games, to be honest. A lot of people are just doing just talking or doing reaction comments, moving into the like in another field like gambling and stuff like that. I'm not, if people want to do it, it's not something I'm against, but it's just once again they kind of like use gaming as like something. It's not really gaming. It's like gambling. But once again, people are moving away from video games towards different content, and it's just something that's going to happen. But I think people should look towards the roots a little bit more, man. Like PewDiePie was uh the biggest YouTuber, and he was a gamer, and so was Markiplier and everybody else. I mean, I don't think people should forget about video games. I know, like the times that we had with video games, it just would be a sad thing if video games go away because I don't know what the heck I'm gonna do. Go outside? Yeah, right. I don't think I'll be going outside anytime soon. But I guess I'll have to find another hobby like fishing or something. I can fish, but it's just like the alternatives towards video games. What are the alternatives for nerds? Being a nerd myself, I don't see an alternative. Watch movies all day. Uh, I mean, we're stuck with it, man. We're stuck with video games. Being a nerd. I mean, I guess you can make reaction content all day, which is fine. I don't mind reaction. I watch a lot of reaction commentaries, but I mean, the underlying basis of Twitch was all gaming. I mean, YouTube even like took off because of gaming. Just don't forget about gaming, guys. Like, there's gonna be a lot of like, what was it? I might get a lot. Hopefully, I won't get too much hate for this, but I just like maybe look into some different like indie titles. Try to do 2D platformers right now. They're pretty good. I mean, the ones that I play 2D platforming wise, Hollow Knight is really good. It's once again, it's a genre that's you kind of get used to it again. I mean, back in the day, Nintendo was all 2D platformers. I mean, they make some pretty good ones. Like I played Cyber Shadow, which is a kind of an indie, like really not obscure. Hello Kitty, obscure game, but Cyber Shadow has been pretty fun. I like it's kind of like Mega Man and Ninja Gaiden to the original Ninja Gaiden. I mean, it's just like, and there's not like different like there's some different types of games. I wish they would make some more like Ninja Gaiden's DMC kind of games. I wouldn't mind seeing a rise in those. I mean, I just think the AAA titles are just they're fading, man. It's just, I mean, I don't know if they're fading, but it just I haven't played. I just think our standards are just so high. It's just when you play Elden Ring and all that, it's just like it you can't like once in a while you'll get a masterpiece or two. It's like an art. It's an art form, man. And a lot of times you're just gonna get pretty okay art. I mean, sometimes you're gonna get bad art. I personally, there's no games that I don't like to play personally. But I hopefully that helped. I just don't see gaming. I mean, if gaming does die, I just, I mean, what the heck? I guess I got movies, anime. I don't want to watch. I like anime, but you want to watch? I mean, I guess people watch it all day, but I guess we still got anime. But I don't know what the heck I'm gonna do as a nerd and as a content creator. Gaming is my field. Like as a content creator, it's a whole content. I know that's pretty much dead. I mean, let's plays are pretty much dead. I mean, people still do it. Some niche people still do pretty good on let's plays. but Let's Plays are like a thing of the past. And so I'm just going off of Let's Plays and content with video gaming. Hopefully you guys will play some more games. Once again, it's also some more creators would be good. Like, it's pretty easy. It's not easy, but I mean, it's more inclusive now. You can use Unreal Engine 5 and Unity and stuff to build your own games. I looked into it to build my own stuff, but there's also a bunch of, like, Game Pass has a bunch of random, pretty decent games. Like, I've liked some of the games that they have, like, something called Bug Fable, which is kind of like Paper Mario with bugs. I like that game. I don't know. There's just like it's more kids kind of stuff I mean, there's been just some really freaking good Game Pass games lately. So I think it's just moving in towards an indie. It's just moving towards the indie environment of where it's gonna just go towards indie games. I think indie games should have like some AAA qualities. Like, I mean, if an indie developer can pull off like some AAA stuff, like with like shooters need something. They need something, man. I mean, single player wise, I'm more of a single player gamer. I think people should more like people like multiplayer gamers should look towards single player games. I mean, that's where it's all come from. There wasn't always multiplayer. But then saying, well, you're not evolving with the times. It's just like you can like you play the multiplayer game, you're gonna get the same thing over and over. You're gonna fight the same people over and over. It's gonna be a little different every time, but it's still the same thing. You capture a flag, you point, you just. It's why people say why. Sorry, guys. People are saying like, why aren't games fun anymore? It's because you're playing just multiplayer games, man. You gotta switch some to indies. Go to 2D, man. You don't like it? It's a tough. They're tough games. 2D's a lot of skill based stuff, platforming and stuff. Platforming's always been difficult, but give it a go. Like there's some different ones. Tunic's been pretty fun. It's a different type of game. You gotta get used to like you just don't throw it away. Just get used to some of the newer indie games. Like trying to think of some other ones that I can recommend for you guys. I always like the Lego Star Wars stuff. They made like some Lego Star Wars. I think VR gaming's kind of taking off. I mean, people don't like VR gaming, but they have some pretty darn good ones. I've played Boneworks Labs, which was different. It's a little weird of a game. There's some stuff I don't like about it, but Boneworks Labs has been pretty fun. It doesn't really have too much of a story, but Moss 2 has been good. I mean, in the way of VR gaming, it's been pretty good. People are like saying, sorry guys. Oops. People are like saying VR is, like Mark Zuckerberg's taking over VR. It's just it gets weird this wasn't supposed to be about this, but it gets weird. I think that he needs more competition. Like Steam needs to step up and start doing more Steam VR stuff. Steam really, I mean, Half-Life Alyx was amazing. Once again, recommend Half-Life Alyx. If you guys want a freaking Steam VR experience, I know you need a good computer, but there's a lot of stuff you can do. They got Air Links and now, and VR is pretty inexpensive. I would say be careful with it, what direction they move with VR, because shit gets scary sometimes with like the whole mass control of the world and crap. But if you can move past that and play the games just generally, I just use it for gaming. I mean, it's just another device for gaming, really. I mean, that's what the way it should be. I hope Mark Zuckerberg sees that too, like not to use it as a mass, whatever he's gonna do. I know he wants to move towards that direction, but I think people need to go back to the roots, man, and just freaking use it for gaming, like what it was supposed to be used for. I mean, Oculus Rift wasn't in control of Mark Zuckerberg for the beginning. It was in control of Oculus Rift. He kind of took control of Oculus Rift. So it's a little weird. It just depends on get past the ads. People are gonna tear me apart. But hopefully I got some good points down. It's just I'm gonna drag this video on for a while. I don't know. I just feel like talking about it, getting off all this stuff off my chest. I mean, my Paper Mario hat. I know a lot of people think I don't really like the new Paper Marios either, but there was like Thousand Year Door, which is freaking amazing. Um, I mean, there always could be a chance. Like even if they make crappy Paper Marios all day, there's always a chance that they come out with a good Paper Mario. It's I don't know why the new system, like where they're going for it, like they could do so much with Paper Mario, and I think they make it too much platforming now because you could do more with the system. So they're making it more platforming, like gaming, like Paper Mario, no RPG, stick with the basics, flat movement, some a little bit of platforming, just an RPG, man. It's just like they need to stick. That's why with some games like that are different, we can do more, but is more always better? Like maybe stick with some of the older things like that. It's just like it's always more better that I don't know, like more graphics, we could do more with the system. I mean, some games, yeah, but other games like that's why probably like the new remakes and stuff, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But I hope that helps, guys. I hope you guys don't get too discouraged with gaming. I hope you guys continue with it. And gaming's always been a part of the nerd culture. I don't think it should go away, but that's just me personally. I just hopefully that the companies see that, and it's like non-gamers that kind of ruin the whole thing. It's not casuals. Casuals, the whole casual thing, like I don't understand it. I mean, there's got to be new people coming through. There's always we were casuals one. I mean, I'm could be considered I don't know what casual means to be honest with you, but I could be considered a casual. I mean, I'm not really a casual. I tried doing challenge runs. I've been playing games for like 35 years. If I'm a damn casual, how do I become not a casual? But casual gaming, I mean, there's got to be casuals. Sorry, guys, I'm a bit sick, but there's got to be casuals to feed into the games. I mean, there's got to be a steady base of people. The more gamers we have, the better the industry would. The more incentive the gaming industry would have to make games. If we have no gamers, then they will stop making games. And is that a good thing? It's just like, I don't think that's a good thing. I'd rather have games than no games, personally. But then that comes with, like, well, the casuals start saying things like, it's too hard, or we want different things, we want to pay to win models and all that. It's just like, I think there should be, it's just so hard. It's difficult, like, because then you got pay to win, and then you got the games to eat hard or something like that, which it just depends on the game, man. Maybe this should make casual games and then more hardcore games, like two different genres, like one pay to win, one not pay to win. I know that would separate the genres and stuff, but it just you keep putting them together is sorry guys. I don't want to ruin a video. I have some company coming in, but so yeah, don't get too discouraged with gaming. I mean, the whole casual things, like it just depends, man. Like putting mixing casual gaming with hardcore gaming has always been difficult because of microtransactions and pay to win and making the game easier. But I don't think you should like once again for casual players, I think they should definitely like some of the games that we used to have to play like Mega Man and all that has a steep learning curve, so you should just keep with the hard games. I mean, having a challenge in your life is a good thing. Like that's why gaming was as good as it is. Like you want to have fun in gaming, you get really hard challenges. That's why people like Dark Souls so much. It's a challenging game. For people who hate that, want to come home, like the whole argument of I want to just sit here and play games and chill out. There's some games for that. I mean, there should be games for everybody, really. I mean, there should be some chill games. It's just got to be the genre you're looking for. There's just different types of games. Like hardcore games, I enjoy hardcore games. Even sometimes I do want to just chill out and play, like crack a soda or a beer and just play easy experience. But sometimes, you got to get your feet wet and freaking get in there and get work done, man. It's just like it's just you can't just if you make it too easy, there's no challenge of it. It's just gonna get stagnant. You're gonna just feel bad. You're gonna feel good, like instant gratification and stuff. But then if I like recently, I was fighting Metroid boss. The last boss took me a while to beat, and it was a hard boss. I didn't think I was even doubting if I could beat him, but after beating the boss, it made the game a whole lot better. Like I was kind of like, yeah, this game's too easy, but then the last boss kind of made it for me. But so Metroid Dread's pretty good. There's a lot of games that came out that are okay. So hopefully, guys, hopefully that helps. Hopefully, you guys continue with gaming. Feel free to check out my channel if you want gaming advice or want to see some games that are different. And I have a bunch of tip videos for random games. But I'm gonna play Elden Ring again and stuff like that. I'll see you guys later. So thanks for watching.